I think going through cancer treatment, you feel like you're inside a hurricane and you feel like you're spinning around and bouncing on the sides of it, and you're trying to grip on and you're trying to make sense of everything, and everything happens fast and slow at the same time. I noticed a lump in my breast and was concerned straight away because it was completely out of the ordinary.
When we first met, Sarah was pretty good. She's had a family member diagnosed, so she knew a bit of the system when it comes to her breast cancer treatment, and she made some decisions based on what she'd already experienced with her family members. But she works in the health system, which was sometimes beneficial, but sometimes you can know too much.
Even though my mum had breast cancer at a very similar age to me, it still came as a big shock. It just felt like my whole world had just changed instantly. Due to my age, they really didn't think that I had many risk factors for surgery, and I felt that it was going to be quite straightforward, that I'd have surgery and recover and be back on my feet quite quickly.
Unfortunately, Sarah is very rare. She has severe allergies that we found out on the day of surgery.
I went into anaphylaxis shock, which was quite severe, and ended up in ICU, and they were unable to do the surgery.
So the surgery was delayed for probably 2 months while the treating team tried to work out what she was allergic to and what was safe and what wasn't. It was very intense for Sarah, waiting and also not knowing, and the fear that she was also going to have surgery again and hope that it didn't happen again.
It was awful waking up and knowing that I still had cancer and nothing had been done, and there was just a lot of fear that am I going to be a too hard case and not able to have surgery, and then what would happen.
She got there, she walked in the door, and she came back for another surgery with the support that she had.
I woke up in recovery with a nurse telling me that they're moving me to ICU because I'd had another anaphylaxis. It was just devastating to hear that. Luckily, she said very quickly that they have done the surgery.
I admire the fact that she came back for more surgery, for one, and did it with the demeanour that she did. She got herself in a good headspace surrounding the surgery, and she put all her trust in her treating team, which can be hard when you're not sure what's going to happen.
Any person who's going through cancer and chemotherapy is already really anxious and worried about illnesses and viruses and people spreading things and that contact. But then when you find out that there's a pandemic that's quite deadly, that just brought up the next level of anxiety around keeping well and healthy. Not just myself, but my family was quite stressful for them as well.
She has a bit of a joke now about her allergy bands. They're a bit like a bit of bling now because there's so many drugs on them. And that's kind of her bit of an honour to say she got through all that.
If I hadn't had Sarah's support, I would have been extremely overwhelmed, anxious, and just really scared. One thing that Sarah did was also reminded me that I am Sarah. I am a person that doesn't have cancer, as well as a person who does have cancer. So I was able to really look at all other things that I enjoyed in my life and how I could still complete those things. My boys are really supportive of me. We have a really close relationship, and yeah, they think that I can tackle anything, that I'm a super person, a superhuman.